So the inspiration for my film was that I wanted to tell a simple a captivating story using the latest AI tools in a way that it would then play to the strengths of the AI tools and then try to avoid the weaknesses. So there are certain types of stories that can be told well, and then there are certain types of stories where the AI tools are not yet then quite ready. So I then wanted to tell something that then at least they made me feel something, but would hopefully be also then acceptable as something that is not dependent on the fact that it's then made with AI or not. Well, the theme is certainly about being an alien. So our hero is on then he has then come from then far away, and he then does then try his best then to fit in, but then people still see him as then something then quite then different. So in his own mind, he then tries his best to fit in, but then the the reality is a lot more complex. And by using a and the story then tries to then communicate this fact by the fact that he is not then portrayed as a human. Of course, he then is a human, but is then portrayed in his story as then to be then something else. Yes, I mean that's then certainly the idea that people that they come from somewhere else, they have a hard time then to fit in, so they then easily then end up in positions in society where they do plenty of work, but then they're not recognized and they don't have friends and so on, and they then find it hard then to fit in. Well, I think filmmaking is then hard always. So in school I've made then student films. In my professional then career I've made the professional films for like the businesses and so on. So I mean, basically all filmmaking has then plenty of problems to solve. And these if you try to make a film with AI, you still have plenty of problems to solve. Now then some of these problems are like them quite brand new. So you don't need to solve some of the problems that you have with the traditional tools, but then there's a whole range of them brand new problems that come with these AI tools, as in they're hard to control, and it's hard then to create exactly what you want, and it's hard to make somebody then to feel something, and the style and basically those all things. So sometimes people say that it's so easy then to use AI, but I would certainly hope that all the people that then say that would actually then try to create something specific with these AI tools, and they would then perhaps find that it's naturally then quite surprisingly hard still. Yeah, so this film took me about, let's say, 4 weeks to complete. So I mean that's still a reasonable amount of time. So of course, I mean, if thinking about then trying to make this tool, if thinking about trying to make this film in a then the traditional way, would certainly probably take much more time than a single person 4 weeks. But still, I've been doing now these AI films now for a few years, so I have some kind of background in then trying to solve the problems. But all the time, as there's increases in the things you can do, solve the fundamental problems of how you tell a then good story, or like how you make somebody feel something. And it's then quite easy to create something that then starts then to look nice, but if it then doesn't resonate with you then personally, then it's still then quite pointless. So I think the future of AI with filmmaking is a hybrid approach. So of course, quite often people talk about that they do films that are like then 100% with AI, or then they have then no AI at all. But I think the reality, the way to make best films is then to combine these both. So you combine real actors and the real filming, and then use then the kind of the AI tools then to create something that you can't do because of constraints about the kind of the resources or the kind of the budget, or you would want to do something that you simply then can't do right now. So I think I'm super positive in terms of like AI will provide filmmakers with the chance to tell stories that they can't tell right now. So it's not so that if you do something with AI, that you then must do 100% of things with the AI. There's certainly a chance then to use your then existing workflows and then to only do some parts with AI.